Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
He was speaking the aspirations of an honest, decent, law-abiding America, the ideal of the dream. His words are prophetic, ironic. 2 years and 8 months later, the young, inspiring leader is gone. Becomes reality. At first, the change is not noticed. At first, people say, these are not new things. Immorality, crime, violence. Americans have always played hard, lived it up, pushed their life way over the speed limit. Fun is no sin, and besides, nobody wants a sermon, do they? The paychecks are fat. Everybody seems to be getting his, so I'll take mine, the people say. But something is missing in the big good time. Slowly, the people begin to feel it.
As I jumped off the truck, there were 7 of them waiting for me. And one of them hollered, get his money, and they grabbed my apron, but I took a swing at one and hit one in the face, and I think he was bleeding. And then they ran when they pulled off my apron. I tried to go after, but I was bleeding. I got a little dizzy, and I couldn't go anyplace.
Slowly, they begin to understand that something must be wrong. Badly wrong. At the top. New names hit the headlines, names connected to the top. The papers call it the age of the fast deal. Anglemen, fixers, private clubs and private girls. Fortunes made almost overnight in public service. One of America's most famous newspapers, W.L. White's Emporia, Kansas Gazette. If a man uses public office to get financial favors to himself, then by any definition, this is corruption. Harsh words and a new kind of government. The people don't want to believe it's true. They want an ideal to inspire them, moral leadership. But when the people do protest, they get only one answer: put the lid on it. Turn off the lights at the White House. But the lights, your lights, may not now be turned off across America. One very simple reason: it's no longer safe. Ask not what you can give, but what you can take. If is the example, then the people take theirs, and the bottom begins to fall out across America. Demoralization, chaos. This is the change, the other America, that the people slowly wake up to. In 8 short months, there are more riots in the United States than in the last 8 years. In the streets, the mob. Mobocracy.
When a symbol of law and order, such as a police car or a policeman, on duty in full uniform, when they smash a windshield of a police car or throw a brick or a bottle at a policeman, then these are not people we will sit down and reason with. These are people that we will forcibly arrest and remove from the streets of the city of Patterson.
Chaos isn't black or white, north or south. It isn't even planned. It just happens. Teenagers read the headlines, see the TV news. Anything goes now. And they put their gripe into fists and rocks because the dream, the ideal, has somehow sold them out. No longer is a uniform a symbol of authority. The rules of the game have been changed now. J. Edgar Hoover says, quote, "We are faced with one of the most disturbing trends I have witnessed in my years of law enforcement. An overzealous pity for the criminal and an equivalent disregard for his victim," unquote.
These crimes have been met by swift and necessary police action. In our estimation, this is a crime problem and not a social problem.
Take those gun off! Freedom! You want to shoot? Go to Vietnam! Freedom! Hello! Let's go, cop! Pull your gun! Tell your white people to see you!
By new laws, it is not the lawbreaker who is handcuffed, it is the police. A police sergeant in Philadelphia protests in that city's newspaper. During the rioting, we were told our only weapon was to be our nightsticks. How the hell do we defend ourselves? We were told not to interfere with the rioting or the looting. The city gave these people the green light to go ahead. This has nothing to do with civil liberties. It's a voting gimmick. Decency should be for the small man as well as for the big man. Out through the courts of law, justice becomes a sick joke. New loopholes allegedly protecting freedom now turn more and more criminals loose on the nation's streets. Their freedom is a license to prowl, to ravage. In the new America that take what you can get America, every 6 minutes a robbery, every 3 minutes a crime of violence, beating, rape, murder. Every 35 seconds a burglary. They rob you. Some other country? No. Here. Now. In the very